Hey everybody, this is Mudguy and we're doing an update video. I know it's been a long time, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about. First of all, I want to introduce Professor Trag. He's the newest member of our Mudguy team. And you approached me about a year ago with an idea. And do you want to rehash that, what we talked about?
I don't know. You kind of got me into RC.
Yeah.
Or actually, you got my kid into RC.
Okay.
And then he got me into it. You know, you go buy one, and I was like, well, I can't only have one, I have to have two now. Well, two turned into...
That's how it happens. It's the addiction. It's the RC addiction.
Yeah.
So how many RCs do you have currently?
That are running?
Yeah.
That I can put a battery in. I can put a battery in and
semi-completed kids, yeah.
I've got 4 that I can put a battery in and drive,
cool.
And I've got 2 that are in the process of being built.
Being built, yeah. So you got some rigs here that are your latest builds,
Yep.
and we're going to talk about them in a second. You were involved in a circuit, right? Called Shred the Ledge.
Yep.
And I got to experience some of that at Roush Creek last summer, and it kind of got me back into the hobby. So what were the events? Where were the locations at, and what were they like? This was all 2016. This all happened last year.
Yeah. Actually, first one I went to was 2015, and that was in New Hampshire.
Okay.
What was the name of the off-road park? Field and Forest, I believe,
Okay.
was the name of the off-road park, and it was the first one I got to attend. Insane. I mean, this place, I don't even know how to explain it other than it's not scale.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a scale event. And I mean, well, you can see by my cars, I'm kind of a scale kind of guy.
To me, it seemed like Shred the Ledge is a lot about winching and a lot of bashing. Like if you take some kind of scale car, expect it to get a little messed up before the end of the day.
Exactly. And you take anything, expect it to
get
messed up by the end of the day.
So from what I saw, it seemed like to me that at the SEX 10, the 1.9s, they did a little bit better because they were more narrow.
Yep, more narrow, nice and light.
Yeah, yep. And I some of those gates actually were really tight, but you guys were handling it pretty good. Now, the event you did in 2015, that was in New Hampshire?
Yes.
And then what was the second one that you did?
The next one I did would have been 2016.
2016.
That one was held in Montgomery, Vermont.
And we took footage of that, right?
I have footage of that, yeah.
Yeah. I lent him some cameras, I think the GoPro, and he shot some footage. We could roll some of that. And you did 3 last year?
I did 3 last year.
3 last year.
Yep, you did 3.
Okay. Well, the one we all went to, which you saw a video of, was Roush Creek.
Yep.
And I had a lot of fun there. And in that time, I discovered that the monkey could drive. Over the years, it's been so tricky and so tasking to teach the kids how to drive RC cars. And at this event, he really kind of he was borrowing Matt's deadbolt, and he cleared quite a few gates, right? So
Good.
to get him into training, we decided, here, you want to hand me this? To get the monkey into training for future crawling events, we got a Losi. We got a Losi night crawler. Not the most exciting RC, and definitely not made for an event like Shred the Ledge, because it's just not... Shred the Ledge is a lot of crawling, a lot of winching, but there's also a lot of driving between gates.
Yep.
And this RC won't be that great for trail riding, but I think it'll be good practice crawling. So that's kind of why we went with that. I don't have any other RCs at the moment besides the Nightcrawler. This is what we decided to reboot the channel with. And we're going to do some videos on that. I got a little upgrade series we're going to call this Project Aries Part 2. And I think that'll be kind of cool. And let's talk about this vehicle right here.
This one right here?
Yeah, that one right there.
All right.
How did you get inspired to make this one?
New Hampshire. New Hampshire Shred the Ledge.
Okay.
This is actually based off of a full-size vehicle. The name of the vehicle is Tonka.
Tonka.
Yeah, so I call it TJ.
Yes.
Tonka Jr.
And I've seen pictures.
Yeah, and I really liked the Jeep, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna build one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a builder. Again, I mean, I have a number of RCs. I started out probably just like every other person did, where I went and I bought all the expensive Vanquish parts, and put them all on. And
Vanquish is like the hobby killer.
It
really is.
It?
It's great. It's great stuff, but it really is the hobby killer. That's one of the reasons I got out of it. Just because I had so much invested into RCs, it didn't make sense. And I sold off a lot of the stuff, which actually Vanquish holds its value. So it's really easy to pawn and get your money back for a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
But since then, you've been making your own RC parts.
Yeah, I would say there's probably 75 to 80% of this Jeep is one-off.
Including the wheels.
Including the
He
wheels.
machined his own wheels. So anyway, Professor Trag has a place we're going to call the lab. And it's where he designs and machines all of his parts for, and also welds his cages up for all the different RC builds that he does. And I think, last year, every event you had a new car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
or
kind of...
I modified a car from a previous event.
Yes.
But it was still essentially a new car.
Mostly made at home, you know, in your own shop. So we're gonna,
untested.
Yes,
I never got to test them before I took them out.
I remember the one day I just saw you driving back and forth down the block. We were heading over to the Rocks or something like that. It was like every other minute you were going by to test a new thing out for whatever you were working on at the time. So we're going to show you video of that in the future too. We're going to show you your shop. And so Spike here, Spike, otherwise known as Gavin. This is his rig. When were you playing?
No, that's totally not his rig. That's another one of mine.
Oh, all right. Well, you did. Oh, your car's at home. All right. So this is another Professor rig right here.
Yep.
You want to talk about a little bit of this one, including the little bump out in the back there, which is aluminum. This is your first attempt at welding aluminum.
I decided to step out of my comfort zone and do some aluminum welding.
I love that little...
It's not pretty, and I'm hoping it just holds together.
No, it looks cool.
But this is actually, I'm gonna call this my budget build.
Okay.
Even though if I pop the hood on this, all you're gonna see is Vanquish.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes.
Vanquish you already own though.
Vanquish I already.
See, once you already own it, you can't count that into the cost of the build, right?
Exactly. That's my plan. You know, we got the Rock Jocks. We got I got the SLWs. I got a Vanquish transmission.
Yeah.
So this is my budget build. Everything that's going to go into this car are parts that I already own.
Yes.
So
it's free.
It's free.
It's free. So that's the best kind of RC. Now, one of the reasons I know you wanted to go to aluminum was because the what was the name of your truck at Roush Creek? That one you said was a little heavy.
Which one did I run at Roush Creek? The New Kaiser.
The New Kaiser. The New Kaiser. Yeah,
the New Kaiser.
Yep. And I think you were saying that it was a little bit heavy, so you wanted to reduce the weight. And
see, I always, whenever you build something, this is all solid steel. So, this is, even with all the solid steel, I'm 10, 12 pounds.
Yeah.
And they get heavy.
And that's,
when you're running Shred the Ledge, that weight, outscaling or out just looking cool, it's great. But when you got to run 16 hours nonstop, that weight just kills you. It's hard to get over it's hard to get through the gates, up over some of the obstacles, and it just kills your battery.
Yeah.
So I thought, hey, you know what?
Kills you when you have to carry it back home too. Or back to the truck.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty good with that. I've got a little secret weapon I keep in my bag, so I just throw my cars over my shoulder on the way out. While I watch everybody else struggle to carry their cars.
An assault rifle sling. That's his trick.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, no, it was a cool rig. But the one thing I noticed from what I used to do is that the more you bomb-proof, the more you have to bomb-proof.
Yeah.
And that just it makes the car really heavy. And like you said, then you're not getting the
performance,
the performance, the battery time. And yeah, I was looking at some of these guys that had basically stock SCX10s, and they were ruling the day.
Well, my deadbolt.
Yep.
My deadbolt's my rental car.
The rental car.
Anybody and everybody runs that. And
including the monkey, which was his first real test of getting over obstacles, and actually it was good. It was the first time you really looked like a good driver to me was at Shred the Ledge, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that the deadbolt, the SCX10 deadbolt, was a pretty cool car stock.
Yeah,
I think you can't buy them to save your life right now. I don't know why, but
they're
I
don't know.
We have Bash Axial right now. Springtime is here. We're looking for RCs, and Axial has nothing in stock. I don't know what's up with that, but. Let's talk about their inventory problems for a while. But anyway, So, but when you're making your own cars, I guess it doesn't really matter.
No.
So.
No. And I've had people try to buy my deadbolt off me, including you.
Yeah.
Because you can't get them.
Because you can't get them anywhere right now. Yeah.
Honestly, the only thing that I changed on my deadbolt was I put a winch and it has rock beasts on it.
Yeah. So tires and a winch, and you need a winch for Shred the Ledge. Yeah. Absolutely need a winch for winch the ledge. Shred the ledge.
Yeah,
so
winch the ledge.
The deadbolt's done really good, and during every Shred the Ledge that we've brought it to, it does sometimes better than some of the cars that we have. Mainly weight. It's a lot lighter, so it doesn't just hold itself in one place when you're going up like a hill. it just works really well.
It does.
That was a big improvement. Now I don't know much about the SEX10 too, but I know the Deadbolt, they came out with the 32 pitch spur,
Yeah.
which is something they should have had on the SEX10 for a long time. But what are the other differences between the Deadbolt and, like, say, previous versions of the SEX10? They have
It's
waterproof electronics.
honestly, I mean, they say they're waterproof electronics. I just run what's there because
Yeah.
I don't even drive it that often. Like I said, it's around. My kids drive it. My 4-year-old runs it and beats it up.
Gets a lot of road
So-
times.
The only thing it's ever been damaged on that Deadbolt was a servo.
Okay, was it the stock servo?
It was a stock servo, and actually, I think it has a stock servo on it again because the stock servo from my first SCX10 was the Curry Jeep.
Okay.
All right, so
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember that one. We have video of that too from way back.
Yep. So I stripped the plastic gear on that one.
Yeah.
And then burned the motor up on the Deadbolt.
Yeah.
So I took 2 servos, made 1.
Okay.
So it's still running a stock servo.
Yeah. If you think about it, yeah, that's cool.
You know what? The only other thing that's on it that's not stock is I took out the 27 turn motor and put a 35 in. But
So what other? I mean, that now that it's I'm not even looking at Axial for the summer, and you were thinking about I don't know what the release date is if there is one on that Traxxas. You were talking about the Traxxas that we've seen pictures of, but we don't have much information about.
Yeah, I'm not sure when the release is. I mean, it looks cool. It looks cool.
That would be cool.
I
see what they can throw out there.
See if I can come up with a couple $100 to buy another toy.
And I know Traxxas is. I mean, no, jeez, God forbid you spend money on RC, right?
Yeah.
But so anyway, that could be something we might check out too. And I was actually looking at the HBI. The FJ Cruiser that HBI is going to release. So maybe there's going to be some other big name brands. I don't know that the HBI hasn't. They had that Crawler King thing, but I don't know that ever caught on.
No, I've seen a couple out on the trails, but I don't think they have the capabilities.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't know. I kind of want to say it's kind of like maybe a Tamiya High Lift versus Trailfinder.
Which to me is look good, but you don't really want to.
Tamayas look great, but the Trailfinders just perform.
And you need a basher for the events that you're talking about. Speaking of events, what do we have to look forward to this year?
Well, I believe, don't quote me. I want to say it's July 14th.
The
to
G6
16th is the G6.
Blue Rocks, which is local to us. Yeah.
Yeah, we got 30-minute drive up to Blue Rocks.
I think we're going to hit that up, so that could be a future video.
I'm gonna hit that up definitely. I got a buddy who I just happened to find him.
No Shred the Ledge. Should we give who's the guy that runs that?
Trevor.
Should we give him shit? Or
You know what, Trevor? I mean, come on, man.
Go on, speak right to the camera, Trevor.
Come on, Trevor.
You know House Creek this year?
Shredder.
I mean,
Shredder.
Only doing 2.
Yeah, I mean Nowhere House Creek. What's up with that? I don't know, but anyway, we won't bash the guy too hard because he puts on a really awesome event.
And you know what? It's a lot of work.
It is.
So you know what? You do what you do. Thank you, man. You provide me with so much fun and anguish.
He's a pretty cool guy. I enjoyed that event a lot, and actually, that's kind of what talking to you when you had some of your ideas and that event. Just getting to video it. I didn't run anything at that event. I just shot video that entire time, and it was a blast. I mean, it was like actually seeing RCs have a purpose, and we've never really gotten into that before. Where we went to, we didn't in an event, and guys talk to us about racing and this, that, and the other thing. But when you get into racing RCs, it's a lot of downtime. And Shred the Ledge was nonstop. I mean, it was all day long and into the night.
I think
150 some gates, and they finished it. When did you finish it? I know you finished it.
Finished
right?
at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
3 a.m. So how old are you?
11.
11 years old. Stayed up till 3 a.m. And what time was the driver's meeting? Was like 9 in the morning.
Yeah, I think we walked out about 10:30. is when we started driving. So 10:30 in the morning
till 3 a.m. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We came back to camp. We
and we left early because we were newbies. But but no, I had a blast, and I thought to myself, this would be a good way to reboot Mudguy and get back into it. The channel's going to be a lot different now. It's going to follow not only me through the hobby, it's going to follow our new team driver, the Mudguy team driver, and Professor Trag and all of his creations. So, and you also have a full-scale project we might video too.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that a little bit, or?
I drive, my daily driver is a 2001 Wrangler TJ.
Yeah,
so,
pretty beast.
I love it. You know,
I like it
it's
too.
It's got a nice little lift on it.
Yeah.
You
I'll
know,
have to get video of that.
but like every Wrangler, if I can speak, like every Wrangler of that era, the frames rot out. I mean, granted, we live in the Rust Belt, but I won't talk about Jeep's poor design choices on that.
Well, lots of salt, yeah.
However, the frames rot out, so I ended up picking up another frame that's rotted out. But
not as bad as ours.
actually, it's probably as bad, if not worse. It's rotted out where the transfer case area is. But I'm gonna essentially do a homebrew safety cap style.
Patching, capping, yeah.
I'm gonna rebuild it. I've already started on it. It's coming along real good. Hopefully, no, I've been busy. I haven't had the weekends to make myself available to work on it.
I know, and that's what the viewer needs to understand is that when I quit or I take a break from uploading videos, it's not as much as whether or not I like RC. It's our lives get in the way. You know what I mean?
I got 4 kids, man. I mean, I am like
4 kids, unlimited hobbies, unlimited half-started hobbies.
You know
and
it.
I got Little League. We have for the rest of the year we have like 23 games total between you and Scooch. So it just, life gets in the way. We can't always make videos. We can't always do our hobbies that we want to do. And sometimes money becomes a problem too. Yep. So if you're looking for a reason why we stopped doing Mudguy videos, that's it. I mean, there's, it has to go with the flow. It's a hobby. YouTube is a hobby. And if we take a break, it's not because we just went from loving RC to hating RC. It's just because we have other hobbies and we have other things we got to take care of. Kids. And,
honestly, if I didn't get to drive my RC cars all winter. I barely got to build all winter.
Yeah,
you know?
And I didn't have any RCs.
I've been making a point to try and get out once a month.
Yeah.
One day a month at least to drive my RC over the past 3 months.
And I would like to join in with the professor and maybe doing, maybe closer to the end of the baseball season, doing at least one event where we get out and we shoot some really cool video. We try out some of your new designs and, have a good time. And, maybe do some bench videos. We're going to do some things to the Losi. We're not going to get crazy. I'm sure there'll be other projects in the future. The professor never ends with his projects.
Yeah.
They just merge into other projects.
Yep.
So look forward to that. We're I don't want to say we're back, but we've never really left. We've just taken big long breaks, right? So thanks to all the subscribers, we've passed 7,000. I think,
wow.
Although we probably lost 7,000. so who knows where we would have been if we would have stayed hot. But, here we are. We have some things to look forward to. We're going to do individual videos on all your rigs and your shop. So there's some content that's coming. And like I said, we're going to do something with the Losi. So look, there's something to look forward to.
I'm sure I'll be fabbing something for that Losi.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, just because we're not going to do a shred the ledge type event with that, maybe we could put a winch on it just to practice. Winch on a an RTR crawler. I don't know. So anyway, anybody else want to say anything? We're gonna cut out.
I'm good.
All right. Okay. So I'm the Mudguy.
I'm the monkey.
Professor Trag.
Spike.
Yeah, and we're signing off, and we'll see you soon.